Welcome to another episode, everyone. Milk74 from 74 Hoover. Is he still from Hoover? We all know, most of you know, that Gumby from 9 Deuce Hoover went on No Jumper and said to Adam 22 that Milk is not from Hoover. The reasons he gave, a couple of them anyway, was that Milk was not contributing financially to the hood. When shit goes wrong, there's a funeral, a homie passes away, Milk isn't contributing to the funeral. And also he said that Milk is not in the hood. He hasn't been showing up. He's not hanging around over there. And so for those reasons and whatever other reasons he gave, he's not from Hoover. Why he would sit there and talk to Adam 22 about this, I don't know. Why all these dudes are sitting there talking to Adam 22 about this shit that they sitting there talking to Adam 22 about, I don't know. Someone, what I do know, is going to get hurt. I can even tell you who it is. And it's coming soon. This is why I myself have been staying out of the fray. I want no parts of it. I'm going to be careful about what I say even now. And I don't want to get involved. I was going to do a video about all of this fake internet gangster stuff that's going on the internet. I mean, now you have all of these shock jocks is what I would call them, coming on the internet, these game bangers trying to go viral by saying any and everything. The problem with that is that sooner or later, and it's going to be sooner rather than later, it's going to catch up to them. And I know this for a fact. And so for those reasons, I've stayed away. But I will address a couple of things. Now, you all have it wrong with the Gumby situation. I'll talk to Gumby myself and see if it's okay with him if I tell his story. I have heard him tell some of the story recently on the internet, Cam Capone and what have you. So maybe he's okay with it. I'm not sure. But I'll holler at him and see. I did a story on it, really. I just didn't mention his name when I spoke about the situation that happened with Gumby there in Calipatria State Prison. But I've seen multiple videos on the subject, and they all have it wrong. Some people are saying Gumby's from a different Hoover set. They're saying that it was over something that it was not over. And so I do want to sort of clarify that. But at the same token, I don't even want to get involved in that. But the situation with Milk, just to clear it up, because people have been asking me to speak on that, to speak on Young Hawk and some of the stuff he's been going through and saying here on the internet. I've been trying to stay away from it for good reason. Again, this is not a threat. This is just information. I'm just giving you information. Someone is going to come up missing playing these games. I know this to be certain. I don't want no parts of it. I'm staying away. The feds have made it clear that they are watching the YouTube channels. They're watching some of these podcasts. They said that in the RICO Act against Big U and Brick Baby and whoever they're, Loose Cannon and them, that they got some of their information from YouTube. So it would be foolish of me to come on here and speak about things that is ongoing cases, and that's what some of these dudes are doing. Now, getting back to Milk and Gumby. Now, Big Bub, OG Bub from 74 had a response to Gumby in saying that Milk wasn't from 74. And he said that Gumby was wrong for saying that Gumby did not have a right for going on No Jumper or anywhere else on the internet saying that Milk was not from 74, that he grew up with homies over there and he's been representing. And so basically, yeah, he's from 74, that no one person can make that call, especially someone who's not from 74, and come on and say that Milk is not from Hoover, that he's not from 74 Hoover. I'm not going to get into Hoover politics, who can, who cannot make that call, etc. That's just not my place. Again, I'm going to be careful. I'm going to let these fools go out here and do all of the foolish talking on YouTube, looking for views and clout. They have nothing else to offer. They have no other content. All they can do is be gang members, gang bangers, and try to speak crazy and go crazy. 4Extra started it. Now everybody trying to encrypt macking him. Now they trying to follow in his footsteps and their footsteps, and everybody trying to go viral for being stupid. Oh, I gotta stay away from that. Milk is indeed from Hoover, bro. Period. Now, I'm not here to go against Gumby or any other Hoover for that matter. But Milk, and I haven't even talked to Milk. He doesn't know that I'm doing this video. It's not about that, bro. As I said, I was in a Los Angeles County jail with Milk, in the cell with him. So until Milk does something that disqualifies him from being from Hoover, something unforgivable, irreparable, a crime against a child, a crime against an elderly person, a crime against a woman, if he is a snitch or something like that, something that automatically disqualifies you from any game, until then, or until Milk says that he is not from Hoover. Until the sevenfold say that he's not from Hoover, which they have not, then Milk is indeed from Hoover. He's on the internet claiming Hoover. He's on the internet claiming the most hated gang in the world. Damn what you heard. And so he's making himself a target just by doing that. He has to walk the streets as a known member from Hoover that he exposed himself as being, making himself, again, a target. So for him to put himself out there for Hoover Street, saying that I'm from Hoover Street, representing Hoover Street, worldwide on the internet, then how can you take anything from him? He's not in the hood every day. Neither am I. So what? The other dude, was on the internet talking about, I'm in my community every day. I saw his Instagram on tight ass jeans and shit. So what? You're in your community every day. What are you doing in your community? What are you doing? What have you done for black people? You ain't doing shit in the community. You're in the community every day, destroying it, adding to the destruction that is the black community. We need to line all of y'all up, put you all in the room and let the gas out. We got to start over, black people. Get rid of these people. They're poison to us. They're poison to the community. They're enemies to us. They're only killing black people. They ain't killing, no, they are afraid to even fight somebody else. But they will blow your head off in an instant for looking at them. These YNs, these fools, these idiots in the community where no one is safe. I'm in the hood, I'm in my community every day. Doing what? Destroying it. Your tight ass jeans on. All these dudes' content, all their content is just 4Extras took his shit. 4Extra took his shit and wiped his ass 40 times. That's the content, bro. And get out of here. You're in your community. I'm not in my hood every day. I'm not over there. For what? 51 years old. The fuck I look like hanging out drinking Old English with my pants sagging. You have to grow. You have to develop at some point. It's foolish. Gang banging is over. It's stupid. No one wins. No one in the black community wins. We're unaliving one another for no reason. It's childish. It's infantile behavior. We need to grow up and do better. So I don't give a damn about you being on the internet talking about you and your community every day. We need to get your ass out of the community. Destroy your ass. You're a cancer to the community. Get the fuck out of the community. How about that? Getting back to Milk. He is indeed from Hoover because he represents it, bro, on the internet and right there in the Los Angeles County Jail. I don't care. If you was banging it in jail with all of the enemies wanting a piece of you, wanting your head, and you still did not denounce your gang. You still did not say, all right, man, I ain't from Hoover. Fuck it, I'm cool. Too many people want to fight me. Too many people want to squabble me. The white boys after me. The blacks want me. I'm cool. I don't bang no more. He didn't do that. He kept on representing the hood. So how can you take that from him now? What has he done? because he hasn't, that's his money. Whatever he's doing with his money is his business. So I disagree with that whole notion that because Milk is not contributing financially to the ghetto, that he's not a part of it. He can do whatever he wants to do with his money. He's the one that's earning it. I understand the sentiment that you got to give back, but you can't be pocket watching anybody. Now, again, this is not a shot against Gumby. Gumby, people have asked me, who is Gumby? Somebody asked me on my live last night, who is Gumby? Is he a reputable? Is he really like that, man? Because he been all over the internet sort of popping it. Yes, Gumby is an official. He's a reputable from Hoover, bro. He's official. He's a real one, to be sure. And again, the situation that he was involved in had nothing to do with someone trying to, take his manhood. No, y'all got it all wrong. And again, I may or may not clear that up. Just for the record, since it's already out here on the internet, but it's being misrepresented. And other than that, I'm not going to be involved in all this tic-tac and going back and forth, reporting on everything that's going on in these different neighborhoods. Yes, I talk about gang stuff, indeed. No, I'm not a hypocrite. I talk about gang stuff, but I talk about stuff that happened in the past. In 1995 in prison. This is just to educate the public and hopefully prevent you from going there and getting involved in these situations. This is never to glorify it. But I'm not talking about who's pulling up to somebody's hood yesterday looking for a fight and all. You're just keeping a bunch of nonsense going. Whatever happened to peace? Sellouts. Milk is from Hoover. Milk is from 74 Hoover. And that's the bottom line. Period. He's been representing it in a correct way as far as I'm concerned. He hasn't did anything that can be considered sucker shit. Many people have. And they're still from their hood. So yeah, I don't want to hear that shit, man. Milk is from Hoover. Milk is from 74 Hoover. Just to answer that question, because many people have been asking that, and for me to speak on all of these different situations again that's going on. I'm not going to do that. But I did want to come on and say my piece about this particular situation involving Milk and the homie Gumby and whomever else that has something to say about Milk. I'm not going against anyone, but I am going to let it be known I am going to stand up for Milk in this sense, because I was in the cell with him in the Los Angeles County Jail, and he was representing, bro. I was there. I didn't read this shit in the book. I didn't see it in the movie. So-and-so didn't tell me about it. I was there. He was my cellie. Squabbling, getting packed out by whites, all because he was representing Hoover. So I'm not going to turn my back on him. He didn't turn his back on the homies when he got to the county jail. He was representing and stood up for it, took his licks. He took his licks. He ain't telling nobody. He ain't stopped banging. He took his licks. Was still banging, and he's still banging now. Because he in the hood every day. There's a lot of people that's not in the hood every day, bro. There's a lot of people. And more power to them, because it's stupid for you to be in your hood every day. It's dumb. It's not your hood. You can barely pay rent over there. Damn sure don't own nothing. You barely paying rent. Dumb. Dumbest shit ever. We got to do better. Leave Milk alone. He from 74 Hoover. Bottom line, stay free, people.